Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Dusk is very beautiful on this island every night. I wish you guys could be here to experience it with me. But as dusk settles in on all of our lives tonight, I want to say thank you very much from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for just being here and supporting me on this YouTube channel. What an incredible journey you guys have sent me on. An incredible journey to find a passion that we all share in, and a passion that has brought us all together. Thank you so much to everybody for all the incredible love and support you've shown this YouTube channel. Every single night, I sit behind this podcast microphone and I don't even know what to say. I don't even prepare anything before I jump on this podcast. I honestly don't. I think the most powerful way to talk to your audience is through your heart. Because I could pre-write anything. I could spend hours every day typing up something to say and then be like this. And I just don't feel as if that's a very good way of doing a show. The best way to do it is to speak from your heart. I know my house is haunted. You hear things banging in the background all the time. I've seriously thought about calling an exorcist. I've been researching what are the best options for that. But yeah, I honestly wanted to move into a haunted house because I wanted to live like I was a part of the Zombies franchise. So conveniently enough, I found a house 5 minutes away from a soda plantation and a chemical plant. How convenient. And I tried to one-up Kylie Contrell's X-Man by doing him over with 4 posters. And, he had one. I decorated this room. I put like $5,000 behind YouTube tech. So if Kylie sees these videos, hopefully Kylie's going to fall in love with this YouTube channel. I don't know, come live with me. I don't know. I would love to shoot Descendants 6 in my backyard. My backyard is beautiful. You guys have deserved to hear far better than what you've been hearing about Descendants and Zombies for a very long time. And I wanted to just give you something that you could find time in falling in love with, honestly. You're going to have to forgive me because the temperature here today is extremely hot. Hey, Google, what is the current temperature?
The temperature in St. John's right now is 22 degrees.
That might not sound like a whole lot to all of you, but it is very hot. It is very humid here tonight. But notwithstanding that, thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel. I wish Ruby was still a part of the Descendants franchise. It breaks my heart to say that Ruby will not be a part of Descendants 5. I've been crying myself to sleep every night. Ruby, you made everything make sense to me in Descendants. Just forgive me for having said that because I'm a real sweetheart. She helped me make sense of everything with Descendants, everything about my own life. She inspired me to be kinder to people when kindness was really necessary because a lot of people were kind to me, and years ago I had a lot going on, and she inspired me to be a better person. And I will never be even half the person that Ruby Rose Turner is. I honestly don't think she's ever said anything to hurt anybody in her life. She's never done anything to hurt anybody. And her opinions, just everything about her makes sense. And forgive me if I'm wrong with saying this, but I think a girl makes everything make sense in this lifetime. You know, sometimes girls don't want to listen to guys because guys are real idiots. And they try to make a girl listen to them, but really they don't have to because they're what makes sense. I think we, as guys, as idiots living in this world, should listen to girls more than what we do. And I think that if Kylie Contrell's man would have listened to her and prioritized her in her past relationship just last year, he'd probably still be with her. Man, did you ever miss out on an incredible opportunity? I say this because Kylie Contrell is a beautiful person with an incredible personality and such a bright future ahead of her. And I don't think there is anyone who has the right to criticize Kylie Contrell for her decisions in life when she is still trying to make sense of her own life. She still has a long way to go. I mean, she just turned 20 just 3 weeks ago. I mean, I wish I was 20 years old again, man. When I was 20 years old, it was 2005. Bands like the Backstreet Boys were still in their legendary prime, writing songs on their greatest hits album. And NSYNC was accepting their Hollywood Walk of Fame star. That wasn't yesterday. Kylie Contrell is somebody that wanted to go back in time and live through the 90s. And I'm sure if she was in possession of a pocket watch, she would have wanted to do that. I would have loved the opportunity to take Kylie Contrell back into the 1990s in a time machine. I would have loved to pull the Phineas and Ferb. I've always wanted to build a time machine. Hey, Google, how does one go about building a time machine? See what she says.
Here's a video I found from Search.
I don't want any videos on how to build a time machine. I haven't got time to do that. Hey, Google!
You're a time...
Stop. I didn't even know if anyone's ever built a time machine, but if I'm going to win the heart of Kylie Cantrell, I got to start somewhere. Man, I wish Phineas and Ferb were real. They would know what to do. I know there are a lot of kids subscribed to this YouTube channel that were hoping I was going to build a roller coaster in my backyard. I've been meaning to get around to doing that ever since I moved into this house. I've been meaning to do a lot of things, like take a picture of a soda plantation and a chemical plant, which I have said that I live nearby. I really do. Literally 5 minutes out the road, there's a chemical plant that could explode. We could all die from a massive explosion. And there is a soda plantation next to me. So the chances of a lime soda plantation explosion are very real. And there have been a lot of reported sightings of vampires and zombies in this town. I live in the most haunted place in Canada. It is the most haunted province in Canada. There are ghost ships that go missing all the time. People go missing berry picking and are never seen or heard from again. Ooh, really spooky. But there are a lot of ghost stories with this island, and I love it. When I was away from this island in some part of the world that I didn't want to be working for some idiot, I always wanted to be here because this place is beautiful. When you can't see the ocean and you're taken away from the water, you miss out on an incredible opportunity because you miss the beauty of it. And there's no other place in the world that I would rather sit behind a podcast microphone and record my thoughts on Descendants and Zombies than right here, honestly. I thought the new cast of The Rise of Red was a beautiful cast, incredibly talented, so full of life and exuberance. They made me think of when I was a teenager. I was the coolest guy ever, man. I was a real loser. I played video games. I had no girlfriend. I had a lot of crushes. But I had a really big heart. And more times than enough, when I would try to ask a girl out, they would turn me down because I guess Crash Bandicoot and Super Mario weren't on their hit list. But besides, I would love for a girl to have actually, hung out with me and played Sonic the Hedgehog. There he's there. Hey, Sonic! I was a real loser, but I was also a real sweetheart, so that's why I fell in love with Descendants of Zombies. I fell in love with Descendants of Zombies 10 years ago. I would have been 25 when I first found out about Descendants of Zombies. I discovered it because people were emailing me about it saying, "Hey, Jonathan Clarke, I know you review stuff. You need to check out Descendants of Zombies. There's this girl named Dove Cameron. There's this girl named Kylie Cantrell years later. You got to check her out." So I took it under advisement, and I fell in love with this niche. And each and every one of you fell in love with this YouTube channel and have made me, I got to do this. I love the opportunity to do this. The voice of Descendants and Zombies. That is the only thing that I have ever put into a script, honestly. I would love to be the voice of the Descendants Zombies Worlds Collide Tour. I think it would be very, very effective if I could come out on stage and do the whole thing. Welcome to the Descendants Zombies Worlds Collide Tour. Check that out. Many of you probably wonder why I'm not the official voice of Descendants of Zombies. I don't know. I guess copyright. I have no idea. Disney has not sent me a contract yet. But if you hit the subscribe button, you can make magic happen. Jonathan Clarke can finally realize his dream of falling in love with either Ruby Rose Turner or Kylie Cantrell. I could take them to the nearby Taco Bell. We can get married. I can propose to Ruby Rose Turner at Taco Bell. And whose dream is it not to be proposed to at Taco Bell? I mean, Ruby Rose Turner loves these tacos and tacky chips. It's perfect, man. If you hit the subscribe button, I can take Ruby out on a date to Taco Bell, propose to her on TikTok, and everything in the world will be all right. And you're probably saying to yourself, "Hey, Jonathan Clarke, don't you think Ruby Rose Turner deserves something far better than being proposed to at Taco Bell by you?" Probably. Ruby deserves a lot better than what she's gotten in life. They have seen their fair share of criticism. I've seen Kylie Cantrell crying her eyes out on her TikTok account because of her political point of view hadn't been dragged into the conversation. My heart goes out to Kylie. It really does. The relationship she was in last year, he had no business treating her the way that he did. He's in line for a vertical suplex from yours truly. Thankfully, I have a background in pro wrestling after having covered it for years. And I would love to be in a nightclub when that song ATTTP, Bachi Achicha, is playing by Bruno Mars, and me and Ruby and Kylie walk in, and then Ruby point out, "Hey, Jonathan, there's my ex-man. I'll be back in a second, Ruby." So Ruby and Kylie are dancing, having a whole lot of fun. Jonathan Clarke comes from behind, vertical suplexes him, and then we'll probably be kicked out of the nightclub, but at least I will one-up him. Like, I'll one-up him with these posters. And I also one-up him with a mini fridge right next to me, and reciprocal lights. My heart not only goes out to Kylie Contrell, but also Kylie Contrell's friends. Kylie Contrell has beautiful friends too, for those of you who don't know, and they don't deserve to have their heart broken. I think the best piece of advice Kylie ever gave her friend when she found out that he had one poster on his wall and a mattress on the floor was to get out of Dodge. I wish she would have had Jonathan Clarke's number, man, because Jonathan Clarke always is ready to kick ass. For those of you who are new here on this YouTube channel, I hope you are laughing. I really do. Because Jonathan Clarke really is ready to kick ass. Because he thinks that girls make a whole lot of sense in this world. I love asking girls for their opinion on what I should do in life. And I don't ever shy away from doing that. Because I don't know what to do. But all of you know what to do. All of you make perfect sense. You could tell me what to talk about on this YouTube channel, which is different from what I probably want to talk about on this YouTube channel, and all of you would subscribe because of it, because girls make everything make sense, man. And for at least 90% of my life, I never had a girl who ever wanted to stay with me to help me make sense of life. Not that they didn't know how to make sense of life, because they really do. Girls are the smartest people ever, man. And it really breaks my heart when guys treat them like shit. It really does, because you deserve a lot better than what you get. You really do. That's why I sit behind this podcast microphone every night, because of each and every one of you. You know, I was just stumbling through the woods every night looking for something to talk about on YouTube. I was researching it on Google, actually, and Descendants was the #1 topic for Disney fans, and I love it. I love looking up Why You're So Inspired by Kylie Contrell, Ruby Rose Turner, and I spend hours doing it, and I don't regret having done it. I go to the dollar store. I buy fruit smoothies all the time from Booster Juice. I'm just an everyday kind of guy. But for some weird reason, I became famous on YouTube overnight for talking about Descendants of Zombies. You know, I go to the dollar store, and then the girl behind the counter says, "Hey, you're Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. I watch you every night." And I go to Toys R Us, and the girl behind the counter says, "Hey, it's Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. My kid watches him every night on YouTube." And it's such an honor to hear that from each and every one of you. And you're saying to yourself, "Hey, Jonathan Clarke, do they really say that to you when you go to the dollar store, Toys R Us?" Man, to be honest with you, I think they should change the name of Toys R Us from Toys R Us to Ghetto R Us, bro. Because the Toys R Us that I remember when I was a kid had a lot more toys and a lot more board games, and now they got nothing. I went there a couple of weeks ago, and it was like a nightmare. I was like, "Hey, man, for the first time in 25 years, I want to go to Toys R Us." So I went in there, expecting to get Jeffrey the Giraffe's autograph, thinking it would be cool, thinking there would be all kinds of toys, remote control cars, and there was nothing. And my heart was broken. So then I went and got a fruit smoothie from Booster Juice, found out the guy running the store wasn't named Booster, and I was depressed. And I came home, found out I had 3 or 4 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Yeah, man. Hey, Ruby, if you come live with me, I've got like a bunch of tacky chips. I know you love them, and I'm probably the only guy that knows that you love them. And I can eat them by the bag. So me and you have something in common. So if you were looking for a guy who prioritizes tacky chips over everything else in life, yeah, man, and Fortnite all the way. Yeah, I was a real loser, man. I can't even tell you how many girls left me because I used to play video games all the time. Just the other day, I went to EB Games and spent $103.98. Oh, man, what a nightmare. My credit card is a nightmare. But if Ruby was here and Ruby wanted the finer things in life, I would give Ruby my credit card in a heartbeat. Ruby could buy the finest dresses, the finest jewelry, and I wouldn't care. And the reason why I wouldn't care is because I think that if you have nobody in life to share anything with that means anything to you, then what's the point? I know a whole lot of guys don't think that or feel that way about their girlfriend or anything like that, but I think that if you have a whole lot of stuff, but you have nobody to share it with, man, my heart breaks for everybody who goes through the same thing I do. I'm going to level with you guys. I've got everything, but I don't care about anything that I got. I would walk away from all of this just as fast as you could snap your fingers because I have nobody to share it with. But now I might have somebody to share it with because I got all of you. The only reason I got this YouTube set is because of each and every one of you. Because each and every one of you believed in me that much that I didn't care about spending $5,000 and putting it behind this YouTube channel. I'm sure the girl next door doesn't care about my YouTube channel or the girl 3 houses down the road. or 15 minutes away from my house, or the next province or country doesn't care about me. I've been with a girl from every part of the world, and every single one of them left me, from the United Kingdom to Transylvania, to girls who thought they were vampires, to girls with different issues. I tried to make sense of everything, help them, and here I am with all you. You were all I was ever left with. So Descendants of Zombies is what you want me to talk about for the rest of my life. That's what I'm going to do. You know, I was a radio show host for 25 years, and I had to talk about stuff I didn't want to talk about on the radio, stuff that made no sense to me whatsoever. I had to talk about sports. I was a sports journalist for years, talking about football and baseball and boxing and professional wrestling. It made no sense to me whatsoever, because that's what was cool in the minds of the producers. You couldn't say what you wanted. You couldn't do what you wanted. And for the first time, producing a podcast independently is the best decision I ever made. The best decision I made was to walk away from all of this, fall in love with this niche, and I'm not going anywhere. This has been the most fun that I've had in my entire life. And I really do mean this. I hope you had the time of your lives at the Worlds Collide Tour this summer. I really do. Because you deserve to have the time of your lives at the Worlds Collide Tour. And I mean that from my heart to yours. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, because I know there are a lot of girls on YouTube who are making their own Descendants videos, talking about the costumes, talking about the plot, what they want to see and what they want to get the most out of from Descendants. And there are a lot of guys who are real idiots who don't seem to know the first thing about Descendants, talking about it on YouTube. It means the world to me that you're here, because I know you're searching up Descendants and Zombies every single night, and I just tell you about my day. I tell you stories that tie into Descendants and Zombies, how I was a theater kid for years, fell down to the stage during a production of Phantom of the Opera. That wasn't yesterday. I had a hand in Battle of the Bands, indie rockin', so it breaks my heart that Dove Cameron fell in love with an indie rocker. For some reason, he has 10 million subscribers on YouTube. I would love to have 10 million subscribers, but I don't. I'm fine with the 2,000 that I have. If anyone else wants to contribute and subscribe, they can. Hit my subscribe button. 113,000, and I'll pass Ryan McCartan. Not that his YouTube channel is better than what mine is, because I think mine is a whole hell of a lot more funnier and a hell of a lot more engaging than what his ever was. I think he's posted like one video in a year on his YouTube channel, so we might have beat him out. He might have retired, because I know that him and Sam Feckett weren't getting along there for a while, and he wasn't posting videos, but he was pretty consistent there for a while. I'd like to say where Ryan McCartan's opinion of Dove Cameron went and how he treated Dove Cameron, and that's where I achieved worldwide popularity. I achieved worldwide popularity for my Dove Cameron videos and my opinion on Ryan McCartan. I don't regret having said anything I did about Ryan McCartan, because I saw how he treated Dove Cameron. I believed each and every one of you for how he treated Dove Cameron, and I think he is a real idiot for how he treated Dove Cameron. No guy should ever get away or go unpunished for treating a girl the way that he did. Put it this way. If a guy can't see you for what you're worth, simply put, take yourself out of the situation. Call him and say you don't want anything to do with him anymore. Because it really breaks my heart when I see Kylie Control crying and she can't make sense of a situation, wondering what she did wrong. Kylie, you did nothing wrong. You did absolutely nothing wrong. I hope you see these videos, Kylie. I hope you watch these videos. And I hope you feel inspired from these videos. I hope you get up, you turn on your reciprocal lights in front of your TV, and you play your own EP, and you become very proud of everything that you did. Because no matter how he feels about you, you got all of us, and you got me. Because you're the only thing that's ever made sense to me in my life. I used to watch you when you were 12 years old on YouTube, and you made the cutest videos ever. Talking about Sam and Cat, Victorious, and iCarly. Shows that I grew up watching. I was 25 years old, and I couldn't wait for the latest episode of iCarly. Victorious was one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I thought Victoria Justice was incredibly beautiful and incredibly talented. And Ariana Grande, we'll all see you in Wicked for Good this November. I'm really excited for you, too. The way Dan Schroeder treated Ariana Grande, I'll never get those images out of my head. Poor Ariana. Oh, my God. Guys, I am the most famous guy on YouTube to talk about kids' TV and entertainment. I don't know why, for the life of me, why I'm so famous on YouTube. Maybe I have the cutest voice ever and the cutest opinions. Maybe some girl is going to watch this video, fall in love with my videos, and hit the subscribe button. I know how it goes. But I can't believe that over 3,000 people hit the subscribe button on this YouTube channel overnight. The subscribers are always going up. I don't know. Isn't there somebody else on YouTube that makes better videos about this stuff than what I do? I think there is, although I've never seen it. I don't think there are as good Descendants videos as what I create. You know, if there's ever a guy on YouTube that ever thought that you could make a magic potion in a cauldron, it's this guy. If there was ever a guy that thought that happily ever after existed and fairy tales last forever, it is this guy. I hope you stay here forever on this YouTube channel because you're going to have a whole lot of fun here. I celebrate everything when it comes to Descendants. I don't regret having done it. And if there's one place that I could be here every single night, it would be behind this microphone because there were a lot of places in my lifetime that I never wanted to be. Covering the UFC, covering MMA, covering professional wrestling, covering professional sports, covering something that made no sense to me whatsoever. And when the microphone would shut off every night, it was a long drive home. I couldn't even make sense of my own life. I lost both my parents when I was 19 years old. My dad thought I was going to go down in history for being one of the greatest podcasters of all time. I wish he was here to see the success of this YouTube channel. He would be so proud. My dad would send each and every one of you a heart emoji. Because without you, this YouTube channel would not be here. Without you, Descendants and Zombies wouldn't even exist. I think Dove Cameron is the most talented girl ever. Do I think she should have been treated the way that she was? No, I don't. Do I think Kylie Contrell should have been treated the way that she was? No, I don't. My heart goes out to Kylie. I think you are incredible. My heart goes out to Ruby Rose Turner, and I don't even know where Ruby is, but I hope that one can only hope that Ruby will hear my voice. And I want Ruby to know that I am incredibly proud of everything that she has done. I am incredibly proud of each and every one of you for being so supportive of Descendants and Zombies, because you guys never quit. Man, oh man, you guys never quit, and you never cease to amaze me. The sun has finally set. It is beautiful tonight, and I live in the heart of the city. And I lie awake many nights with my window open, and I listen to the birds chirping and the crickets. And I just hope that Kylie Contrell and Ruby Rose Turner, wherever they are in this world, know how important they are to each and every one of you and how much of an inspiration they have come off as to each and every one of you, because I don't know where I'd be without them. I wouldn't be famous if it wasn't for this niche. I've been famous for a lot of stuff in my life, but never this famous. I could just upload a video and within a few hours get a couple of hundred views. I never thought nothing of it, whatever niche I was talking about at the time. But I never want to walk away ever again because this niche is incredibly supportive. It is incredibly beautiful, and the thousands of you are amazing. I don't know how many subscribers I will ever put up on this YouTube channel, but I want each and every one of you to know that I am forever thankful for each and every one of you for putting me in this position, putting me behind this microphone every single night. When I had nobody, I had each and every one of you, and I've had my heart broken more times than enough. You know that feeling when you feel as if someone swung a sledgehammer full force at your heart and smashed it into a million pieces, and you can never seem to put it back together? Well, that's what you did for me. You slowly but surely, without even realizing it, helped me put my heart back together. Maybe not all the way quite yet, but you did. Because you wanted to hear somebody talking about Descendants and Zombies. And let me tell you guys, it has been an honor and a privilege to be able to sit behind this podcast microphone and share with you my thoughts on Descendants and Zombies. I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you so much for being a part of my life, allowing me to be here, because there's no other place in the world I would rather be. And as we look at the same moon tonight and look at the same constellation made up of all the stars, know that the words I love you are written in those stars, because they are. You might have to look a little bit close every night, but they are there. And if nobody tells you that you are loved, well, I guess I'll have to tell you that I love you very much for just being here. I don't know why guys can't realize how important girls are in this lifetime and how much a franchise like Descendants and Zombies means to each and every one of you. Because I know that as a fan of Descendants and Zombies, you have probably received your fair share of criticism. And I want you to know there is nothing wrong with being a fan of Descendants and Zombies. I think it's cool. I think you're cool. I think you're some of the best fans ever. I think you're some of the best fans that anyone could ever have. This is the best niche ever. I never ever want to fall out of love with this. And if I could go back in time and we're in possession of a pocket watch, my greatest wish would have to be, if I had a pocket watch, to fall in love with this niche all over again and go back and experience it from the very beginning. My only regret is that I wasn't here from the very beginning. I was just throwing up a couple of Descendants videos here and there, getting a couple of thousand views and never thinking of it. And then I started uploading a bulk of Descendants videos, and it was really holy shit moment. Don't ever let anybody hold you back from your dreams, because every dream out there is achievable, no matter what their dream is. I really don't care what it is. We all look at that same moon. We are all a part of the same world and the same existence. And thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of yours. It means the world to me. You will never, ever know. With that having been said, what do you say we take a look at this Kylie Cantrell interview? She did a really cool interview on YouTube. There have been clips on TikTok for the last couple of days. I've been meaning to share a lot of them with you. So what do you say we do that right now? Ruby Rose Turner for Rapunzel. Or I'm going to kick somebody's ass. I think she would be a far better Rapunzel than Sabrina Carpenter for the live-action Tangled. What do you guys think? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I love when I see my subscribers going up all the time when I come home from Booster Juice. You can make it happen.
What is your relationship like with this character? Because, and also, like, what is it like when you first read this script before even entering the universe? Because you are coming into something that was established.
Right.
And with that comes like a new set of pressure.
Oh my gosh, so much so.
And people have expectations and like the whole thing. So what do you like, thoughts, feelings when you first read this thing?
Well, I think I felt similarly to the fans and, you know, how they reacted when they found out that we were bringing back Descendants. I think everyone was a little like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, it is so iconic. And yeah, that just comes with the title of Descendants. It was the biggest thing ever. I was 9 years old when the first one came out, and I remember it like it was yesterday, like waiting that Friday for the premiere of Descendants, and like first time hearing Rotten to the Core and being like, whoa, this is my shit. Like, I'm obsessed with this. It was all the rage in fourth grade. So when I got the script, I was like, ooh, like, this is a lot of pressure, like bringing back something so iconic. But I really fell in love with the story, and it is super just, it's reimagined, it's its own thing. And of course, like, Descendants is its own universe. And I think it kind of allows multiple stories to take forefront and to kind of expand. There's so many Disney characters, and the concept of, you know, the descendants of these iconic Disney characters. I feel like that's so evergreen, and it's always going to be a thing. I feel like they'll be making a Descendants 40 with like a whole other group of kids at some point. So I'm just happy to be a part of the legacy.
My greatest honor is knowing that somebody out there loves these videos and somebody is going to hit the subscribe button. It always has been and always will be forever and always. The honor of being able to create these Descendants videos for each and every one of you. And as the sun has finally set on my life and all of yours, wherever you're watching these videos from, wherever you're from, I want you to know, wherever you're hearing my voice tonight, I know that everything is going to be okay, and I want you to know whatever you're going through, everything is going to be okay. And I think that is a really nice message of kindness for somebody to know that everything out there is going to make sense at some point or another in all of our lives. How, I really don't know, but I know everything is going to be okay because we look at the same moon and we look at the same stars, and everything is going to be okay because it has to be. And life is sweeter when all of you are. You can never spread enough kindness. I never see enough of it, but I like to believe that I have succeeded in influencing all of you to spread your own messages of kindness however you spread it. It doesn't matter if it's a simple phone call to a friend you haven't talked to in a really long time, perhaps a year or longer, just to say the words "I love you" so they can hear them, because I've never ever heard them in my life. You're going to have to forgive me. I'm a real sweetheart. Thank you so much for allowing me to have been a part of your lives for at least the last 10 years. It may not have been consistent over the last 10 years, but I know now that I'm in a better place than what I was years ago, and I will never, ever go away. I want you to know this YouTube channel will always be here for each and every one of you, the fans who made me the voice of Descendants and Zombies. Thank you so much for making this one of the greatest Descendants and Zombies themed YouTube channels on the internet. Forever and always, you will hold a special place in my heart. Thank you so much. If you are someone who has not subscribed, I think you're going to want to do that. If you're a returning subscriber, hi. It was always nice to have you here. Some of the very first subscribers I've had are still here with me. And I can't believe it. I really can't. Oh my God. Wherever you are in the world tonight, know that everything is going to be okay. Go spread some kindness. Perfect time to do it. Bye, YouTube. We will do this again really soon. Be kind to one another, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow morning.